another video on like brown sauce substitute onion ketchup. Yeah, that's what I called it, wasn't it? Yeah. So last year I made some like a brown sauce substitute. In that, it was very nice. It was kind of delicious. So I kind of wanted to have it another go, and I kind of thought, well, we can what we call it. I wanted to have another go, and we can have a faff around with some other things that we've got lying around the kitchen. So I've got this jar of tamarind paste. So that's going to go in. But I was thinking, I'll do it in two versions. So I'll make up a batch of how I made it last year, and then half the batch I think we'll put in some of this tamarind, and then in the other batch we'll put in this, which is my mushroom ketchup, because I'm curious about that and how it adds flavour. But it's pretty straightforward. It's onions cooked down with some Worcestershire sauce, some dark soya sauce, gravy brown for a bit of colour. It's going to have some sugar in it, and it's going to have some cheap vinegar, because we're not, like I was watching the video, we're not going to put there's no point using expensive vinegar because we're not putting it on as chips. It's going to cook into the kind of flavour. And then I've got this as well, which is, let's open this gently. No, doesn't want to open. Aha! So the vinegar pots at work, slowly over time what happens to the vinegar is it creates a mother in the bottom of the vinegar pots at work, because it's open to the air. So the vinegar was starting to go a bit funky. So I decided that I would. Sorry, I'm just doing something at the back of the stove as well. I decided last year that I would collect what was in the bottom of the vinegar pots and kind of make a vinegar mother. That looks like it's got a bit hairy, doesn't it? Looks like it's got a bit of growth on top. Oh yeah, we have. We've got some growth on top of that. That's interesting. So that's my mother has gone bye-bye. I'll have a look at that later. That might just need a little bit of looking at. So that's not going to get used. But these were the bits of vinegar from like when I refreshed the vinegar pots. I threw out the old vinegar. This is the old vinegar. So I'm going to use that. Let's taste it first and see how it tastes. It's still vinegary. It's just not vinegary. So hang on, I just need to turn that down at the back. So there is, I can't remember the recipe, there's about 900 grams worth of onions in there, and the onions and I was slicing onions, so they are the little bits of the onions that were left over. So it's kind of like the waste, really. Because I've normally put those in the soup, and I kind of thought, well, we'll use them up in this. So careful with this time, because last time it spilled right over. So 2 dessert spoons of soy sauce, 2 dessert spoons full of onion parings, and then I've got this, which is balsamic glaze, which has been in the cupboard for ages. So that's going to get used up. So just a little bit of vinegar in that, and we'll swish that out. So it's going to be a case of using things up. I've got around, so that can go in there like that. That can go in the recycling. I do want to put the tamarind. Am I going to put the tamarind in it, or no? I'm going to do it half and half. So temperature on, and then it's 400 milliliters of vinegar, wasn't it? So we need double that amount. So we're going to need. We'll see how much we need. See, that's all that's the start of the mother at the bottom of the vinegar, because it's open to the air. So we're going to need about 700 milliliters. Turn add sugar later, I think, when it's cooked down. So we're going to use the vinegar and the liquid in there to kind of cook the. Let's put in 600 millilitres. Yeah, because there was a bit of balsamic vinegar in there, wasn't there? So 600 millilitres. I might need a bit more. So that there, cook that down so it's all nice and tender and soft. And then we'll faff around with adding some tamarind and some, what we call it to it, and some mushroom ketchup, and see how that turns out. Yeah, probably need some pepper in, and need some salt, but not just yet. So we'll cook those down so it's all nice and tender, and then we'll kind of change, think about adding some sugar and some more vinegar and that kind of stuff, and then we'll see how it turns out. Onions are cooked, but the recipe is just not kind of quite right, so it needs another. The original recipe was a dessert spoon and a half, so we need a dessert spoon more of each of the soya sauce and the Worcestershire sauce. Right, out of the way, and then we're going to puree this up, and then we're going to add 350 grams worth of sugar. But if we puree it up with the sugar in it, it won't go as smooth, is my thoughts. So turn that off, and we'll puree this up, and then we'll have a look and we'll have a taste, and we'll decide what we're going to do with it. But I think I've already decided. You don't need to see this bit, do you? Right, so this isn't going to get smooth with that amount of liquid in it, so we need to add some more liquid. So another 100 millilitres of vinegar, and then hopefully, because it's a little bit thinner, it'll puree down smoother. It needs another 100 millilitres of vinegar. Give it a taste. Just sterilising some jars at the back. So let's give it a taste. Right, certainly needs sugar in. So 350 grams worth of sugar, and then we'll see where we are. Taste. That's much better. Right. So, now we need that, don't we? But let's just not wash it up just yet. So let's work out how much volume we've got in here. So I've got 2 pounds the same size, so I can simply put my pound on the scales and tear it off to 0. I'll be doing millilitres. That's alright. So, in millilitres we have 1.8 millilitres. No, it's not 1.8 millilitres, like 1,800 millilitres. So we want 900 millilitres in each. We need some salt in there as well, don't we? Yeah, we need some salt in. So, pour half the mixture in another pan. Put 900 in the other pan. 900. Temperature. Heat on, and then I'm going to put all this tamarind in. Possibly. Let me taste it first. It's out of date, but I'm not really bothered. I can't imagine any bacteria want to live in that. Okay, so let's put all that tamarind in there. Probably don't need to put any gravy browning in that. I'll just rinse that out with a little bit of vinegar. So, vinegar in the jar, and then shake the jar up, and then we'll get the rest of the tamarind out of there. We don't like waste. It was expensive, so it's a bit gunky on the top of the lid. It's just, I'm not doing it. It's not corroded the lid or anything, so that's fine. Better now. And then we need some salt and pepper. So, teaspoon of salt, and some nice bits of black pepper. And pure it again to mix it all properly, make it nice and peppery. And I think that should be enough salt. And then see if it needs any more seasoning. No, it's going to be good. So, about the same amount of salt in there, and about the same amount of pepper, and then we're going to about that much, and then we're going to put in some mushroom ketchup, which I made the other week, and we're going to see what this does to the flavour. So, let's just try it first. Alright, so I reckon, what if you do and a half? Then that's the same quantities as the Soya and the I don't know what we call it, and the Worcestershire sauce, isn't it? So, banging things on a hand rather than the pan, because if we bang them on the pan, it'll a little bit of tamarind going in that one, but that'll be fine. So if we bang things on plastic things on metal, then they want to crack the plastic. So get the blender in here, get everything mixed in. Ooh, we need some gravy browning in this one, don't we? Yes. So 2 teaspoons of gravy browning, just for the colour. There's no flavour to it, it's basically burnt sugar as gravy browning. So 1, 2, so we get that pleasing dark brown colour. Hopefully it won't stain my blender. heat that up. Now, I need to heat it up because it had some, we've added some more ingredients to it, so we need to bring it back to the boil and we'll give it a quick taste. See what we think. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do, but like 3 versions really. So this one's got the mushroom ketchup in, that one's got the tamarind in, tamarind paste, and then so I'll siphon out some of that and that into separate jars, and then I'll mix the rest of it together because I kind of think it'll be fine if I mix it all together. I'll put some more mushroom ketchup in there. Where's my spoon? I think that'll be the. Yeah, so it's like double the quantity of mushroom ketchup. I think that'll improve it over time. It's that background kind of flavours that improve things. So what we'll do now, that's that. So I'll put some of that in a jar and I'll put some of that in a jar and I'll combine them both together, and that's what the bulk of it will be, and I'll put those in bigger jars and then we can kind of taste kind of together. Or maybe we should mix a little bit of it together now and then we're going to see what flavours we're going to get. So that's all right. How they taste together. Pretty good actually. Right, so I've got some sterilising jars in the back of there, lids, so we'll put them all in jars and which will preserve them. You don't need a lesson on preserving. You just need to sterilise jars and then put your hot liquid into the jars and put a lid on while it's all still hot, and then it'll self-seal. And then we'll let them cool down overnight. And then we'll be able to taste the differences in them. Or do I need to? No, I just need to put them into a like that, don't I? So that was mixed. So I just need, doing things on the fly as always. I just need these, don't I? And then I can just put the rest in jars. So little tasters. So that can go off and that can go off. So this is the mushroom one. You just need to remember that the mushroom one goes in this. That one. And then clean off the spoon. And then this one, which was the tamarind, goes in this one. And then we've got that other one that we've already mixed together, haven't we? So, right, so those can go in. I'm going to mix those together, put them in jars, and then that can sit in the cupboard. Marinating, is that the right word? Well, it'll get better with age. So in a year's time, it'll be even better than it is now. But that's something else, isn't it? So to be honest, I'm a bit tired and a bit hungry. I really should have done this afternoon earlier, but not to worry. So right, that's it. So we're back when those are cooled, and tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll give them a taste comparison. So they've had overnight. That was the mushroom one. That one's just the tamarind, and that's a mixture of them both. So yes, this is the mushroom one, definitely. Nice. What's the tamarind one like? Got more. Do you know there's not that much? There's not that much flavour difference. I think you can get away with. You don't have to use tamarind. I don't think you have to use tamarind. So I've got a mixture of them both. Yeah, I don't think you need to use tamarind. I think you can get away without using it. I think the basic recipe of so soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce, and sugar, and some salt and some pepper, and vinegar is all you need. If you've got it, use it. Tamarind. If you've got mushroom ketchup, use it. Anything you've got kind of like lying around the house, leftover bits of balsamic vinegar and some old vinegar and anything, you know, stick it in, use things up. But that's fine. Yeah. So, I mean, it will improve. It's, you know, put it in a jar and stick it in the fridge. Just stick it in the cupboard for 6 months. It'll look vastly improving, vastly improving flavour. Yeah, there we go. A success, because we found out that we don't actually need to use tamarind, and tamarind is expensive, a bit of faff, you know, but we can make something that's very good and very cheap.